Here's the thing. Most designers think client relationships are about delivering great work on time. But what if I told you the real gold mine is somewhere completely different? Hey there, I'm Mark Des Cotes, and I've been running my own design business for over 2 decades. And today, I want to show you how to turn one-time clients into long-term partners who literally refuse to work with anyone else. When you first start out, you're focused on the work. You're thinking about deadlines, deliverables, and invoices. And those things matter, obviously. But here's what separates designers who constantly hustle for new clients from the ones who have a waiting list. The ones with the waiting list stopped treating clients like transactions and built relationships. Now, I'm not saying you need to become best friends with everyone who hires you. What I'm saying is there's a whole dimension to client relationship that most designers completely ignore. It's that personal connection, the stuff that has nothing to do with design. Think about why people hire you in the first place. Sure, they want great design, but they also want to feel comfortable. They want to feel heard. They want to know that when they call you with a problem at 3 p.m. on a Friday, you're not going to disappear for a week. When you build a real relationship with a client, something shifts. They trust you more. They give you more creative freedom. They refer you to other people. They stay loyal even when a cheaper competitor comes along. I had one client I worked with for over 30 years, dating back to before I even went out on my own. And she changed jobs several times, and each time she brought me with her. And when she joined a new company, I suddenly started designing for that company as well. One relationship, multiple clients, all because she believed in me enough to recommend me. That one person has literally netted me more work than any marketing campaign I've ever done. Even in retirement, she continues to send me new clients, all because of our relationship. Here's how I think about building client relationships. It's like dating. Now, I know that sounds kind of strange, especially coming from a guy like me who's in his 50s and I've been happily married for over 30 years, but stay with me on this one. When you go on a first date with someone, what are you actually trying to do? You're trying to show them who you are. You're trying to find common ground. You're trying to make them comfortable enough to want a second date. Well, the same mechanics apply with clients. First, communication has to go both ways. If you're on a date and the other person just talks and talks and talks and won't let you get a word in, that's not going anywhere. Same with clients. Your first meeting isn't about telling them everything you know or everything you can do. It's about listening to what they need and asking questions. And here's the important part. Have patience. A client might come to you describing something that's basic, design 101. They may try to explain white space as if you've never heard the term before. Don't interrupt them. Don't say, yeah, of course I know what white space is. Just let them talk. Let them feel heard. It's the same reason you wouldn't interrupt a date to tell them you already know what they're talking about. It's abrupt and it makes them feel small and it kills the vibe. Now here's another one, respect. If a client shows you past marketing material, something they had done before and they hate it, don't just agree with them that it's ugly. Instead, try to find something good about it. Maybe the layout was rough, but the typography worked. Tell them that. Compliment what worked, even if the overall piece didn't. This is way different from being dishonest. If they ask you to do something you've never done before, say so. Tell them, I've never done that before, but you'd be happy to learn, or you know someone who can do it. Never start a relationship by pretending you're capable of something you're not. Honesty and respect work together. One is about being truthful with them, and the other is about showing them you value their thoughts and their feelings. But the two things that really separate good client relationships from great ones are listening and questioning. Listening isn't just hearing the words they say or paying attention to project specs. It's picking up on the little details that have nothing to do with the project at all. If they, for example, mention that they're going camping this weekend, take note of that and ask them about it the next time you talk to them. How was the trip? Where did you go? What was the weather like? I've got a client I've been working with for years, and I never call or talk to her without asking how her husband or her daughter are, or inquiring how she's coping with her back troubles because she's told me before about the problems she has with her back. Now, these conversations add a few minutes to the call. That's it. But they build something money just can't buy, a genuine connection. Questioning works the same way. Don't just ask them about project stuff. If, say, for example, you meet them in their office and there's a photo of their dog on the desk, ask them about the dog. If they mention they have kids, ask them about their kids. These little things break the ice. They show them that you're interested in them as a person and not just as a paycheck. I had another client I designed a weekly newspaper ad for over 10 years straight. Every Monday morning, I designed something new based on a list that she had sent me at the beginning of the month. And early on, she looked over every proof, asked questions, maybe make a few tweaks here or there, and that's normal. But over the years, the relationship and the trust built up so much that eventually I didn't even submit the proofs to her anymore. I just designed based on what I knew about her company, her style, and what works, and I sent my artwork straight to the newspaper, and then I would send her the final PDF file just to put in her files. And she was fine with that setup because I knew her business inside and out through the relationship we had built over the years. I knew what she liked. I knew what her customers responded to. That's what a real relationship looks like. That's when you're golden. Here's something practical. Be consistent with how you communicate. Whether you use a phone, email, text, WhatsApp, or you have a CRM system, pick one channel and stick with it. Don't make your clients guess where to reach you or how fast you'll respond. Set expectations and meet them. If you say you'll get back to them by Friday, get back to them by Friday. I want you to picture this scenario. A client has a big project and they narrow it down to 2 candidates. They meet both candidates on a Monday morning. Both designers say they'll get back to them by the end of the week with a quote. Well, designer number 1 sends them a follow-up email on Tuesday, just giving them an update on how things are. On Thursday, they send another email with showing more progress and confirming that they'll get the quote the following day. And by Friday, their quote arrives. Designer number 2, radio silent until Friday, when their quote shows up. Both quotes are basically the same price, and both portfolios are very solid. So who gets hired? Designer number 1, every time, no questions asked. And it's because the communication showed that this is someone reliable, someone who keeps you in the loop, someone who respects your time. And here's the payoff. When you build these relationships correctly, your clients stop shopping around. I had a client whose new company had a policy: get 3 quotes for every job, every single job, no matter what it was, no exceptions. And when she got hired there and needed to get design work, she told her boss, no. She told them that she had a 20-year relationship with her designer and she wasn't getting quotes from anybody else. And they reluctantly agreed. And because of that, I became their designer. Now that's leverage you don't get any other way than by creating relationships. So here's what I want you to take away. Stop thinking of clients as one-off transactions. Start thinking about them as potential long-term partners. Listen to them, ask questions, show respect, and be honest. Follow up consistently. Get to know them as people, not just clients and projects. Do that, and you'll have clients who don't just come back, but they'll bring other people with them. You'll have clients who will trust you enough to give you creative freedom, and you'll have clients who won't even consider working with anyone else. And that's when your design business stops being a side hustle and starts being sustainable. That's it for this one. Stay creative.